It's cold out there. How's it going, everybody? So this is not one of my normal YouTube videos. Normally there's like a penguin and some cinematic music going on, but today I'm gonna be taking you guys behind the scenes and showing you how I make those videos. I've been making these videos for the last 8-ish months or so in Star Citizen particularly, and I have learned quite a bit. And let me tell you something, that making Star Citizen videos is probably one of the most challenging things that I've ever undertaken. One of the, not the most, just one of the. Because even if you have experience in the game of Star Citizen or even just video production, you can still find yourself just banging your head against the wall. Either the bugs will slow you down or just recording settings are funky. It's a whole lot. It's a lot. But the main motivation of making this video is you guys. I've received a lot of encouraging words and also a lot of people looking for advice and making their own videos, and I don't want to gatekeep. I actually want to see the Star Citizen community kind of progress past like just making news videos or reaction videos or just basic let's play videos. I mean, those are all great and they have their place, but I would like to see people kind of push the bar a little bit. And so hopefully if I can kind of give you guys a little bit of what's inside of my brain, maybe that'll help you guys make your own stuff. And the ways that I will be helping you guys out today, I'll be showing you guys how I start even creating my videos, all the camera controls that I use, and also some editing tips. So yeah, let's just dive into the first one of how I even start creating my videos. First off, let's talk about OBS. Now, OBS is the main software I use for recording and streaming. I just use OBS Studio. I don't use Streamlabs or anything like that. And also, I am not going to be telling you guys exactly what settings you need because everyone's machine is completely different. There's so many resources out there. Go watch their videos and kind of learn a little about your machine because you want to kind of find a balance between file size, quality, and just ease of use. But what I use, I just don't touch it anymore, which is nice. No matter what game I'm playing, I just don't touch it. My file sizes are huge, but I'm afraid to touch it because I know that this works and I just don't want to ruin anything. But the one thing that everybody can use regardless of your system specs is replay buffer. And that is the one thing that is so crucial to my video development. So please ignore this giant mirror thing. I will explain why it's important in the editing section of this video, but mainly I just want to show you guys kind of how to set it up. Replay buffer can be found in the output section of OBS. It's literally just the last tab over. Replay buffer, enable replay buffer. I personally have it set to 30 seconds. I've thought about pushing it to 45, but 30 seconds really works well with my workflow. And again, this won't make sense until the editing section. So if you just want to know how to use replay buffer, go check out the chapters down below. It's there. Go check it out. But anyways, that is how I make, this is crucial to how I make my videos. This is kind of my bread and butter. This is kind of like my first little secret, I guess. Replay buffer doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's huge. If you have spent any time in Star Citizen, you know that the game naturally is pretty confusing. The controls are a little bit cumbersome, and you know, that's just one side of the game. Playing with the camera is a whole different beast. Going to the third person is great. You can kind of move the camera back and forth, but being able to use it to tell stories and be fun and, you know, have a different perspective on things, that is a whole different beast. So I'm going to kind of go you through all the things that I've learned with the Star Citizen camera system. For starters, I'm going to tell you guys that I do not use a controller for my videos. Now that is just a personal preference. If you watch my videos with a critical eye, you'll notice that I'm always doing something. I'm flying, I'm shooting. With that being said, I just like having my hands on the keyboard. That way I can make adjustments while I'm doing stuff. You know, it's a use case basis. If you've got your controller set up and you really like it, go for it. I'm just more comfortable with keyboard and mouse, and I know where my buttons are, so I can quickly make adjustments. Almost like a real camera. I like that. I can just quickly, you know, go into this menu and change things super fast. But that's how I do it. And now let's talk about control settings and things that we need to change in the game. The first thing that I would do immediately is in your game settings, I would turn off camera spring movement. That accompanied with another, let's go all the way to the bottom here, I believe it's, yes, right here. GeForce head induced movement and GeForce induced afterburner zoom and global camera shake. Just turn those off. The last thing that we want to make sure that we have bound to some keybinds that we like This is way easier to find in the key binding section. Scroll all the way down to cameras, advanced crim controls. We want to avoid all these things, which is cool. Read through this, by the way, because like, for instance, I don't have a numpad, but I know I can save different camera angles. And I think that's really neat. But what we really care about is the stuff at the very, very bottom, like literally the last settings on the key bindings. It's everything from increase FOV all the way down to resetting your current view. Now, this is what you can see what I have all my stuff set to. That's just because I don't have a numpad. I have, I don't want to explain it. It's one of these bad boys, not 10 keyless. It's a, I don't know. I still have functions keys, but anyways, I use a lot of like page up, page down, home, and then the plus and minus on right next to the backspace, which is dangerous. I cannot explain to you how many times I have accidentally hit backspace instead of plus, and I have blown myself up. Constantly happens to me. But okay, let's get into actually recording my video. So I got my beautiful little wannabe Mando here. Say what's up. What's up? This is what it looks like. You know, holding Z will orbit around, and getting used to where the camera orbit point is different no matter what you're like, wherever you are. It's always different and a little bit confusing. So that's another thing that you kind of have to get a rule of thumb for, because the camera's not like, this is not like a real camera where I want to pan to the right and I'll just kind of stand where I am and pan to the right. It's almost like it's orbiting around a point. It's kind of confusing, but you'll get a hang for it. So holding Z basic, I will do that. You know, holding F4 and then arrow keys will bring you around. It'll kind of orbit around. Plus and minus will do the zoom and go wide as well. And then what gets really fun and gets really confusing is the home and the end. Now that is the blurry stuff. It's really cool. It's called bokeh, I guess you want to get technical with it. If you have any sort of camera experience, you're already like 10 steps ahead of the game, because this is probably one of the most realistic camera systems I've used in a game when it comes to like how different depth of fields affects focal length and everything. So trying to view the in-game camera as an actual lens will help you out quite a bit. So let's go ahead and hold F4, and I'm going to press home. We're going to make things blurry. So you see here that everything is blurry except for my arm piece. Now we can still hold F4 and kind of tap in a little bit, and you can kind of get my face in focus. I'm going to tap end a couple times because I want more of me in focus, less of the background. And now we can kind of pan around, and there we go. Now everything's all blurry. It looks nice. But here's what's crazy. So say if I want to keep it nice and blurry, I love, you know, basically imagine the camera's locked in on my character. I can zoom in as much as I want, and the focal length is not going to change. But you notice how the background gets blurrier because I'm zooming in, and it goes back to like how this is a real lens where you're physically zooming in a camera lens. And when you do that, the background gets closer to you, which naturally makes things blurrier. And then you throw the depth of field on top of that, and it's going to be extra blurry. But here is something that I just learned recently. Now, say if I love the focal length, I love the depth of field. I want to zoom out. So holding F4 and back arrow, now everything's blurry. Nobody wins. Like, what the heck? Okay, so like what I used to do was just bite the bullet, get real close, and just do that. Just go wide again. But then everything's clear. I don't want it to be clear. Here's where the magic sauce is. So normally, when you are in a normal mode like this, usually the arrow keys forward and back, and then you can even use, this is what the game doesn't tell you, you can hold F4 and scroll wheel. Now don't get it twisted. These are two different controls. They might look like they do the same thing, and we're gonna get a nice little backlit option here. So I'm gonna reset my camera again. I'm gonna focus up this way. I'm gonna get myself all blurry. Check it out. This literally blew my mind the other day when I figured this out. I'm gonna get myself in focus. Looking all beautiful, maybe a little bit more stoic. Adjust it this way. So instead of me pressing the arrow key going backwards, I'm going to scroll wheel backwards, and check this out. I stay in focus. So I can now scroll wheel out as much as I can. You got to give it a second, and I'm still in focus. So huge. It's literally like a real camera lens. So imagine your arrow keys are you setting the focus, and then your scroll wheel is you physically walking backwards with a camera. It's going to take a little bit to get used to. I'm still getting used to it, but honestly, once you get those little things kind of racked in your brain, this is going to become so much easier. Literally I found this out like a week and a half ago. I just was messing around with the depth of field because I personally like it. I've never used it because it was a pain in the butt and I could never get things in focus that I wanted to. But now that I know this and now you know this, I cannot wait to see what we can make. Because there's a couple shots people will get. I think people just naturally found this, but not me, not your boy. But yeah, pretty sick stuff, right? No, but that's basically all of the stuff that I've learned to make my videos. You know, no camera shake. The depth of field has been huge. Learning the difference, what all the different controls do, has been huge. I'm running out of water. That's why my voice is getting raspy. Please enjoy yourself when you're doing all this. All these camera controls and having fun with it. This has all taken me months of practicing and experimenting with different keyboard layouts. I'm just finding what's, more comfortable with me. Maybe I'll get a new mouse and I'll switch it up again. But I don't know. Just go out there and have fun. And also too, if you haven't already and you're enjoying what you're seeing, leave a comment. Let me know what you would like to see in another tutorial video, or just say hey dude, this is great. Thanks for the depth of field tutorial. Thanks for camera 101. Appreciate it. So this is my favorite part of the process, which is editing. Now this is a finished project. This was my Carrick video that I did. I made the shit my home, which was like the found footage kind of thing. But this is clips, music, voiceover, everything. This is kind of what the final product looks like. It looks daunting, especially on the left here with all of my different audio takes. Yeah, so no, I prefer to use Premiere Pro. That's just because I've been using it for years. I'm sure you can make a video with any program. Just this is what I learned on, but nothing I'm going to teach you here is going to make or break wherever you decide to edit. But I'm mainly here to show you where the replay buffer really comes in clutch. So basically, again, just touch on the replay buffer. Instead of me having one 3-hour recording, I now have a few hundred clips, a few hundred 30-second clips. So for instance, in bin 1 here is just 160 clips of just 30-second things. So what we're going to do here, let me actually just make a new sequence. Let me just show you how crazy this is, but also not to be worried, because this is actually a lot easier than it looks. So we got a few hours worth of recording, 30 seconds, 30 seconds clips have strung out to about an hour and 17 minutes. Now I could sit here and watch the whole hour and 17 minutes, but I got a dog to pet and a wife to cuddle with, and I ain't got time to watch that. The replay buffer is literally a lifesaver and a time saver because it records the last 30 seconds until I touch it, until I tell it to record, which basically, also, I should have explained this earlier. I have an Elgato Stream Deck and I just keybound a hotkey on my Stream Deck to OBS. So every time something interesting happens, I hit record, and it saves the last 30 seconds. I know that the first 25 seconds is probably garbage, right? So look, I'm setting up the shot, I'm doing a bunch of stuff. Actually, let me make this bigger. I'm setting up a bunch of stuff, and right about here is what I want. I use a thing on Premiere Pro called Ripple Delete, which is one button. It deletes all that crap that I don't want, and now I got what I do want. I actually didn't. I don't know why I showed you this clip. I didn't end up using this clip in the video. Let's go to the middle. Let's go to a random clip. Same rule applies here. You can see me at the very beginning. I'm adjusting things. I'm like, okay, didn't really like that take. I'm gonna run it again. Getting it set up, and then right about here's where I start, and that's how I record all of my stuff is like this. So I know I got this hour and 17 minutes of footage. But because I use replay buffer and I know the last 5 to 3 seconds is what I actually want, most of the time I just skip to maybe 75% way through the clip, and I'm like, okay, looks good, boom, keep it. I'm gonna go through here, talking to the kid, okay, and I stopped. Why did I stop? Oh, because I got a pan. Okay, boom, started the pan, done. That's literally how my brain works. Obviously it's a learned behavior, so it still takes a lot of practice to get used to it. But that will save me. I can literally cut down about an hour's worth of footage in 30 minutes probably, just going through, being real ruthless with everything, because I know not every shot's going to get through, but also doing it this way, I can easily see the story beats kind of building up in my head. You just got to be real ruthless, find the story beats, and just cut out the rest of the crap. Like I said, you can go through and you can get more shots later, but that is my editing process too, kind of laid out. Now I could go over, how to do voiceover stuff or how do I pick the music I do, but that is a topic for another conversation. I am just trying to get you guys the best information I can give you just to get you going. But if you are a little bit curious about music and you're still watching the video, I will give you a little tip. I personally use MusicBed, and I know artists like morphologists also use like Epidemic Sound. So there is no wrong option. There is no wrong music library to use. I've used kind of all of them in my video editing career, and I just like MusicBed. It has more of the music that I prefer. It doesn't have that cheap sound that I know can happen with like copyright-free music or licensed music. So like I just like MusicBed. It's where I find all my cinematic stuff. Shameless plug, but if you did want to use MusicBed, I usually always post my playlist so you can kind of dig through my library of stuff, and you can see what I like and you can use it in your own videos. But also if you use that same link, I get a little bit of a kickback. It makes my licensing a little bit cheaper, and it just helps me make more videos. So my main goal with this video is that I know there are people out there, they're in my Discord, I see them in the comments, that you guys have great ideas. And a lot of the things that hold you back is literally just starting making videos. It seems very scary, and to start off, it kind of is. Like you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and I think that's healthy. Hopefully this video will help you kind of take the edge off a little bit. Hopefully it showed you that, there's an easy way to record, there's an easy way to get the footage in game, and there's an easy way to edit too. So whether you have troubles with either, any three of those things, there is a solution for it. And so I want more Star Citizen videos out there. It sounds selfish, but I want more videos to watch. Star Citizen videos have changed my life, and that is thanks to all of you beautiful people. I would not be in this seat making this video without your love and attention. Seriously, like the only thing, when I first made these videos, I really only thought they were going to get a couple hundred views and there's going to be little passion projects, but you guys have absolutely blown them up more than I am comfortable with. It's kind of weird seeing my brain out to the public with thousands of views, and I'm still getting used to that fact, but I'll get used to it. It's fine. It's whatever. Okay, I'm actually going to wrap it up this time. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I will try to get back to them as fast as I possibly can. But if they're a good enough question, maybe I'll just make a whole video out of it. I did really have a good time scripting out my little tutorial and shooting it and stuff. I did have a lot of fun with this. So yeah, I would love to continue to make more tutorial videos if you have more questions. But if you just like this video in particular, do all the basic YouTube stuff. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to go that extra mile, there's also a membership that you could join where you get to watch all my videos early. But if you're just getting started in Star Citizen stuff and you want to make a PC or something, or if you want to just copy my PC setup, all my links are down below. All those Amazon links help support me. I'm trying to think of more shameless plugs. I don't know. Thank you guys again for watching this video all the way through. I love you lots and hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.